How does Facebook targeting work? Let's have a conversation about that. We're going to talk about two types of targeting. We're going to talk about broad targeting. We're going to talk about interest-based targeting. Many of us confuse the two. Many of us don't know what to do with the two or which of them is best for our business or for our organization. So in this video, I'm gonna define and tell you what both types are and tell you what is best for your business. Why are you listening to me? You're listening to me because I've been doing digital marketing for the last 14 years. I started in 2012 and I've been doing successfully until right now in 2026. My name is Zabun Mukuba and let's get into it. So like I said, there are two types of targeting. There's broad targeting and interest-based targeting. What is broad targeting? Well, as the word says, or simplicity, it just means targeting absolutely everyone on Facebook and letting the meta algorithm decide for you what is best for your business. Think about just leaving all your controls to the AI, the Andromeda AI update. So it gets to choose for you which individuals, gender, sex, location is perfect for you. And we are trusting that Facebook knows what they're doing and they can use their data point to identify your best targeting. While interest-based targeting, which is completely different and what we used to rely on heavily as Meta ads user, is where you give Facebook specific rules, specific signals to target certain individuals. We used to use demographic targeting, where you choose your age, sex, where somebody lives to target them. You also use behavioral targeting, where you choose interests, like somebody's interested in flying, somebody's interested in jewelry, and these are the guys who you would target in terms of interest-based targeting. Let's get into interest-based targeting with a bit more depth. Like I've said, interest-based targeting is where you use tools and you give Facebook signals that who you're looking for, you want to target according to demographics, gender, sex, location. You want to target against behavior. You want to target against interest. So Facebook would look at people who fit your persona or your ideal customer, and then will send them your ads or send them your videos to see how best to grow your business. So how did Facebook do this? Facebook uses pixels to track each and every individual on their platform. They look at the age, they look at their location, they look at what they've been talking about on Facebook, what they've been liking, what they've been commenting about, what basically they've been in touch with. And then Facebook comes up with a data set of this kind of individuals, clump them with many more individuals, and goes like, this set of data looks for this kind of person. If a business is looking for this kind of individual, is what they're going to use. So with interest-based targeting, it's been the bread and butter of a successful Facebook campaign. This has been really good for most of us, and the more we learned how to use it, the more successful you are. We even practice on how to pick who's right for us, and we narrow it down by excluding other individuals. For example, if you have a product that only serves women, you want to exclude men, or if you have a product that serves certain kind of individuals, let's say an adult who by the age of 40 to 50 years old, you can exclude anybody younger. So interest-based targeting really works really, really well. But because of the new change in life, because now we're talking about AI and Facebook is trying to help all of us by giving us more control, by taking away control, ironically, by giving us better profits. They go like, okay, this is what you guys need. We can do it for you. There's no use of you spending time trying to figure out who's right for you. So this interests that we pick, these behaviors that we pick, these demographics that we pick, they're taken as suggestion to Facebook. Then Facebook goes like, okay, we have the data, we'll help you do your work a bit better. With interest-based targeting, you have your buyer persona where you sat down with your marketing expert, you sat down with your consultant, realized and gone like, who are we looking for as a business? Who are we looking to get the best value from? Then you sit down and write down the type of person you're looking for. Looking for somebody of a certain age, somebody who makes a certain income level, looking for somebody of maybe a specific sex. Maybe you're talking about where they live. And through interest-based targeting, you can show your ads to these individuals. Interest-based targeting works really, really well in three scenarios. If you're looking for niche individuals or people who are hard to find, if you're looking for other businesses. If you're into B2B, you're not looking for mass market, you're not looking for everyone. This is where interest-based targeting works really, really well. Think about, you're an architect, you're looking for interior designers. You don't want to put your ad out there for everybody to see. You don't look for students who are interior designers. You don't look for people who are looking for interior design work. You're looking for interior designers alone. And this is where Facebook pixels or interest-based marketing would work for you. Another reason why you'd want to pick interest-based targeting as your main form of targeting is if you have a highly niche product, as in something that is not for everybody. This is something that is only for a certain segment of the population. Think about something very, very unique. Think about space travel. That's way out of there, but not everybody is into space travel, but there are people who are into space travel. And these are the people you want to target. These are the people you want to send your ads to. These are the people who you want to make your money from. And then lastly, when you're into why use interest-based targeting, it comes to finances. Why? If you're spending less than $30,000 in a month on Facebook, then you don't have enough data to train Facebook algorithm to what you're looking for. And this is where interest-based targeting comes for you. So how do you make interest targeting work more or better for you? Have you thought about refining your layers, choosing two different aspects by narrowing? Think about, you're looking for bodybuilding individuals, but at the same time you sell CrossFit items. So you're going to go like, I'm looking for people who are into bodybuilding. Great. Then you tell Facebook, and I'm looking for people who are into CrossFit. This narrows your audience from tens of millions of people to hundreds of thousands of people. It makes your ads more relevant, more targeted, and more perfect for you. Another way of making interest-based targeting work better for you by having different campaigns targeting different interests. I'm sure you have several interests. Going back to the example of bodybuilding, you're talking about bodybuilders, CrossFit, you're talking about exercise, gym goers, gym trainers. Why not having different campaigns for different individuals? So this way, you know, my bodybuilding campaign is doing this well, CrossFit training individuals are doing this well, my gym goers are doing this well. The best part about interest-based targeting is exclusions. You're wondering why we don't want to exclude somebody? Yes, there are some individuals that you don't want to be, you don't want to see your targeting or your ads. Why? They are past buyers. You're thinking they've already bought from you. It'll take them a while before they come back to you. Number two, they have seen your ads more than, 4 times, maybe 5 times. This clearly shows they're not your customer and you're not targeting well. So let's talk about limitation for interest-based targeting. Well, this is something Facebook is really trying hard to phase out. It's trying to push people away from manual targeting and give all the control to Facebook, all the control to the meta programs to let them do everything they need and go like blindly trust them because they feel they do it and they know it better than we do, which could be partly true, but we still need the controls. But Facebook is slowly trying to shift us away from that to give them all the power or all the control rather. With broad targeting in 2026, it's not like just leaving everything to Facebook to figure out what needs to happen or what it needs to do. Now, this is more strategic in 2026. It's more strategic in that you have to have creatives that work for you. You're going to need to have a creative funnel where you're thinking about top of the funnel, middle of the funnel, bottom of the funnel. And if you're talking about top of the funnel, you have to have creatives for top of the funnel. You need like 10 to 20 creatives. These are product videos. These are demos. These are user-generated comments or user-generated information. And lastly, your sales. And then also in the middle of the funnel, you need your reviews, you need your customer testimonials, all that good stuff. Then bottom of the funnel is just your hard sell. And you need like 10, 10, 10, or 10 to 20, 10 to 20, 10 to 20 creatives. You need a ton of creatives so that Facebook understands this creative is for this person going to this. This creative is for this person going this. This creative is for this person going this. The biggest mistake I've seen that what most guys do is just have one creative and sit on the laurels and go like, ha, I've made one good video, I've made one good poster, this should do wonders for me. But that is far from the truth. So you need a ton of creatives to help Facebook understand the person in the user journey and who is right for you. A very good example is if you have male figures on your ads, the ad will be shown to male people. If you have ladies, shown to ladies. If you have mature people on your ads, these are like your boomers, your millennials, the ads will be seen or viewed by millennials. So you don't have to worry about filtering against younger audiences or younger people. Then what makes broad targeting different or more unique in 2026 is the messaging that you have on your creative. If your creative is for it says ABC, Facebook reads that and figures out who this is perfect for. So if your creative is for the bottom of the funnel, middle or top, it perfectly aligns. Tell to this belongs to this guy, this belongs to this guy, this guy belongs to this guy. So on top of having images or videos that have this conversation, you're looking at things, or you're looking at your messaging in your copy or your ad copy that addresses certain pain points or certain solutions that you're providing. With broad-based targeting for meta properties, you have to think about what type of budgets or what type of bidding you'll be doing. In interest-based, you can go with on the ad set level, but with broad-based, you're looking at CBO, which is campaign-based optimization. That's where you set your bid or your budget for like maybe $1,000 for the campaign level, and you have several ad sets, and then Facebook will figure out, okay, because this is the number of ad sets I have, and allocate equally or not equally, unequally which ad sets needs to be seen as much, or which creatives need to be seen more to give you more profitability. There are challenges in broad targeting. The biggest challenge is your spend. You need to spend over $30,000 minimum. Why? Because this is when you're given Facebook enough data to work with. You're given the algorithm enough pain points, enough people to target, enough people to hit to go like, is this guy good for his business? Yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, until it can refine to your perfect thing. And then $30,000 in a month is not something that most people can do, especially if they have a new product or they're trying to test out something. So broad targeting works well with a higher budget, 30,000 and above. So you go to 30,000, $1 million, and everything. That's when broad targeting comes to its own. And also at certain levels of spend, you don't have enough time for nitty-gritty. You don't have time to manage who the ad is seeing or what type of interest. You can just have exclusions and stuff. But the bigger the better it is for you. Another problem of broad targeting is when Facebook finds an individual who's going to react or respond positively to your ad, either by buying, clicking, liking, or sharing, Facebook overemphasizes the same person and reinforces the learning by sending the same ad to the same person. So you realize you end up having higher CPMs, you end up having higher frequencies, and you end up having very low buyers, because once Facebook figures out this person likes your product, they resend to the same person. Then it turns out to be a problem because there's ad fatigue, because all the people get tired of seeing the ad. People stop buying your product, go like, this is too much, and that ends up hurting your brand. So we have to find ways of discouraging Facebook from doing that by giving it other options. But yeah, we'll talk about that in other we'll talk about. You can't talk about interest targeting or broad targeting on meta properties unless you have a hard conversation on how much money you're spending on your ads in a month. So there are three tiers. There's below 30,000, there's around 30,000, and then there's a higher tier of millions, from hundreds of thousands of dollars in a month to millions of dollars in a month. Well, let's start with the lower tier, where most of us are and where you'll be probably watching these ads. Well, when you see material or when you read stuff, blogs or videos like this, or any material, you're encouraged to let go and let Facebook do its thing. That time you're not spending as much on the ads. So Facebook has limited knowledge or limited data points to find out the best person for you. So choosing broad targeting on a limited budget is not for you. So your best opportunity, your best chance is by going by interest-based targeting. People who spend less than 30,000 in a month, it's not that they are poor. They can be in a situation where they're trying out a new product, so they can't spend so much. They can be entering a new market, so they can't spend so much. Even Facebook won't allow you to spend so much because you have to feel your business. You have to find out where your sweet spot is. How much can this stretch your budget? So, and then also, if you're selling a unique product, think about a niche product, like something that not everybody needs to buy or not everybody's gonna buy. Think about high-end products like Casio watches, Rolex, or your Audemars. That's not for everybody. So you're not gonna spend millions on broad targeting. Sorry, you're not gonna spend thousands on broad targeting on lower end items. So with a lower budget or a restricted budget that you've been allowed to play with, then interest-based targeting goes for you. So talking about tier 2, spending is $30,000 and above in a month. This is when the pixel has been sufficiently trained. You're comfortable to let Facebook do its thing. This is because trying to do anything manual is a waste of time and a hindrance. So you just let go and let Facebook do its thing. The last tier is 500,000 and above. Anybody or any business spending $500,000 in ads is somebody who definitely needs Facebook to handle everything. You have no bandwidth to manage all the spend. You have no bandwidth to manage all the campaigns. So everything is good. You cannot talk about targeting without talking about creatives. Creatives is the lifeblood of Facebook ads these days. And your creatives is the one that determines who sees your ads, when they see your ads, and how they see your ads. So your ads does most of your heavy lifting. Facebook takes care of all the automation. Facebook relies on its AI, the Andromeda AI. So now what is left for you is to come up with awesome creatives. What creatives are you going to come up with? Images and videos. That's very obvious. But what type of videos? What type of creatives? There are various options. You have your product demos, you have your user-generated content, you have your customer reviews, and you have your call to actions, like your actual sales. So this is what's going to make a difference for your business. What you put on your creatives in terms of your ad copy, in terms of your images, in terms of your videos, is what's going to determine who or when you see your ads. When Facebook realizes this creative or this design is for this individual, that is when they see the ads. If the Facebook decides that it's not for them, that's when they don't see them. So a lot of emphasis, a lot of work has to go on the creative side to make your ads as profitable or as successful as they should be.